HINDLE WAKES is set in the north of England, in Lancashire. Now, Lancashire was very famous as a mill town, or area, rather a region. So there was huge numbers of cotton mills during the late 19th century.
Also here in this area was there were cotton mills.
Yes, so I understand. Yes, so Pordenone region also had cotton mills. Yes, you require a particular kind of damp climate. So the western side of England is very damp and wet, famous for it. So yes, it was very good for cotton mills. And of course this was really the pinnacle of the Industrial Revolution. So from the 19th century moving into the 20th century, a huge number, millions and millions of people worked every day in cotton mills or similar kinds of factories. So there was a class structure, a hierarchy that made all this work, with a boss at the top and, very regimented structure of, everybody from, the women worked in the mills. It was nearly on the floor of the mills, it was nearly all women because they're cheap and they have little fingers, which is good for this job. So Fanny Hawthorn is a very typical mill girl. She wears clogs on her feet to go to the mill over the cobblestones, and all day they work very, very long hours, very hard. And for 1 week in the year, they get a paid holiday, which is what HINDLE WAKES means. So Wakes, week, is a word for the holiday. And everybody went to the same place at the same time, so there's big crowds of people going to the British seaside. So they go to Blackpool, where they have all this fantastic fun. Again, on machinery, is very important here. And this gives the film its aesthetic and its dynamic structure. So it's very exciting, lots of movement with the fairground rides, the Big Dipper, the dancing, it's all very circular and wonderful. So it has almost a look of a Russian film.
And we can see a very interesting figure of a woman that deal against the social normality of that age.
Yeah, so Fanny Hawthorn is an extraordinary figure. She's, completely conventional in one sense. So she is a mill worker, she keeps to her place, she does everything that the girl should do. She goes out to work for the family very early in life. She goes on holiday, but the difference is in her attitude. The fact is that women at this time, although they were very oppressed by the system, there were things they weren't allowed to do. But this is supply and demand of capitalism actually working in her favour. She can earn her own money. And there were always jobs because it's a big thriving industry. So in the end, when people try to make her conform to the morality of the time, she just says, no, not doing it. As long as I can earn money, and she says, as long as there are mills in Lancashire, I can earn enough money to keep myself decent. So she's not worried about what people think. she will be fine, and she is fine. And it's a kind of clarion call to women, you know, all over the world, really, to say, actually, you'll be okay. You just stand up and say no.
Yeah, last question. The film was projected in a 35mm film, so very interesting also this, in these times of digital projection.
Yes, we've had the film for a long time. We acquired it very early in the history of the BFI's archive, and we made a copy very quickly because it was on nitrate, so we copied to safety stock. So it was very easy to make, just a new print. It has some scratches, you know, and some bits that, you know, if I was doing a beautiful, you know, hundreds of thousands of pounds restoration, I might tackle. But really it's fine, and we are extremely keen at the BFI at the moment to show film on film to the next generation, so they understand what it looks like, even with the scratches, the wear and tear. It's important that they know what it should look like and what it did look like, properly projected at the right speed and everything in this kind of festival, which is a perfect showcase for it. If I was doing a big restoration, the one thing that I think would be important to add back is the colour. It would have been tinted originally, and you get, you know, when the lovers are on holiday, there are beautiful sunsets over the seaside in Wales, which would have been tinted and toned with a, you know, blue and red sunset. That would be nice to bring back, but otherwise I'm content that people see it on film. Actually, it's important for us to keep this tradition going.
Also for us. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.